Now to this conversation. In South Africa, the Social Assistance Act and its regulations are meant to protect the vulnerable, but a clause tucked away in Regulation 20.2 is punishing persons with disabilities who marry by factoring their spouse's income into their disability grant assessment. Dr. Bantu Wonder Mahlatsi stood in Parliament demanding this discrimination be struck from law. He argues that dignity, equality and family life should never be conditional. Joining us now is the President of the United Africans Transformation, Dr. Bantu Mahlatsi. Dr. Mahlatsi, good to speak to you. Now, can you explain exactly how Regulation 20.2 works? How does a spouse's income get drawn into the means test?
No, thank you very much, Khotso, Maafrika, Kanimambo, to all the doers at home. Now, basically, the Social Assistance Act, it's Act 13 of 2004, established the disability grants as a form of an income support to persons with disability. Now, eligibility is subject to means test as prescribed in the regulation. Now, in this regard, we are zooming into Regulation 20, subsection 2 of the regulation relating to application for and payment of social assistance and the requirement or conditions in respect to eligibility of social assistance. It was gazetted on the 6th of June, 2022. Now, this means if I am disabled and I get married to a person who has an income, my spouse, assets and income will fall part of the means test. And if the threshold is high, that means I will be losing my grant assistance or be reduced. That means if I was used to getting myself basic needs, the toiletries, the bread, taxi fare, that means I'm losing that. I'm losing my independence only because I get married, which you don't find it in other people except the person with disability.
Dr. Mahlatsi, so, if I can come in there. So you've said if, for argument's sake, a woman with disability gets married and she's married to an individual who has a high threshold. So the income between the two parties is at a certain level based on the means test, then that grant is withdrawn. Does the marriage to an individual who has capacity to provide adequately for his wife in this scenario not then do away with the need for the grant in the first instance?
No, I want you to understand that when you get married, you don't recover from disability. And the reason you are offered this grant is because of disability. It is not an unemployment grant. It's a disability grant so that you are able to assist yourself. Now, even if you are in the marriage, you must still have your independence. It is very important that before you talk about the next person, what about the person who is disabled? Now, I am saying this, and I've said this in Parliament during the motion without notice, that this undermines Section 9 of equality. This undermines Section 10 of human dignity. This undermines Section 27 of Social Security of the so-called best constitution in the world. So if I get married and as a disabled man, knowing how to do my things, knowing how to take care of myself, getting myself toiletries, basic needs, if I get married to a woman, that woman or that spouse, she form part of the means test. And automatically, I lose the grant.
Okay, so what is the emotional and psychological cost to a person who's forced to choose between love or family and the grant? Because in the way that you've put it, it seems very, very unfair.
It is definitely unfair. It's definitely unfair. Hence, the UAT is coming in on this one. I've said it before, even when we enter this parliament, even if we are coming here with only one seat, I've said it. UAT is the only party that will protect the people with disability. Hence, my party, we have what we call what you call a unit for people with disability. You see, now basically, this thing will take the pride and the dignity of a person with disability who used to do things for herself or for himself.
So what is your proposed... sorry, Doctor, I thought you'd finished. I was going to ask, what is your proposed legislative or regulatory fix? Should that regulation be struck off entirely, reformed? Should it be reduced, weighting with exemptions? How do you think it should be corrected?
It was placed in Parliament, and there was no objection against the United African Transformation. Now, the motion, therefore, called for the Department of Social Development to urgently review that provision to ensure that the people with disability enjoys what the so-called able people are enjoying. Because me and you, if we get married, we don't get affected by our spouse's income. It actually improves our lives if your partner is employed. So we've basically written to the office of the Speaker to make follow-up to the motion without notice, to say that as UAT we are proposing an amendment to such provision. But one have to remember what is a motion. A motion gives directive to the department for if it does not or objected. In this case, it was not objected, which is a good face.
Okay, so final thoughts. In the short term, is there scope for relief measures, e.g. not penalising existing beneficiaries, a temporary moratoria, emergency orders? What can be done to immediately address the concerns, particularly when you look at the background that there were no objections in Parliament?
No, we're treating this as an urgent matter. Hence, I've said it in Parliament that there's an urgent matter must be reviewed by the department. And you must understand, while I'm investigating these matters, I received other complaints that are coming. And I'm saying this on national television, and it is coming from the same department, and which we will oppose it. Because when we talk about vulnerable people, we talk about children, we talk about disabled people, we talk about elder people. Now, the very same department, it's planning to ensure that if an older person, ugogo, who's over 60 and earning a grant for being an elder person, happen to receive a support from their children by means of depositing money to them, they will investigate their accounts. And once they see that their children are supporting them, they will stop their grants. We will fight these people. That thing will never happen. As long as the UAT is in existence, all the vulnerable people will be protected. It is coming. We have been told that it is on the way. They're similar to this one. It's not something that we read books and find in the books. No, because we are part of the community, we are part of the society as UAT, we are close to disabled people, we are close to older people, we are close to poor people. They tell us this problem and we note them down. Anything that we put or we say inside the Parliament, it's a mandate of the people. So even this one, the people came to us and say, before I was married, I was able to do this, I was able to do this, I was able to do this despite being disabled. But now I cannot because I have to ask for my wife to assist me, which is wrong. So it is coming also this one, and we will fight it. So the whole point is to amend the Social Assistance Act, in particularly this Regulation 20 subsection 2.
Dr. Bantu Mahlatsi, appreciate your time speaking out against the Social Assistance Act